Hey everybody, this is BJ King with the River Tree Review. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about when do you need workers' comp as a business owner. And so I have people call me all the time and say, hey, BJ, I was just wondering, I'm just getting started, or I've only got 2 employees, or when do I actually need workers' comp insurance? So that's a very broad question. It actually has a lot of different answers to it. And I guess when you need it, it's basically on your definition of need. So first of all, just so you know, workers' comp is actually a state to state, and it's mandated by the states. And so this is different for every state that you go into. And so for today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Alabama and the workers' comp laws for Alabama. So Secretary of State of Alabama says that you have to have workers' comp if you have 5 or more employees, including yourself. So if you're going by their definition, that's when you have to have workers' comp. However, legally, if you have employees, you are liable for those employees, whether the state is making you have workers' comp or not. So if you have an employee that's working for you and they get hurt, they can sue you if you do not have workers' comp. However, if you do have workers' comp is the sole remedy for those employees unless you do something grossly negligent. Let's say there's a ladder and it's missing 2 rungs, and they say, hey, Mr. Boss, I don't want to climb that ladder because I don't want to get hurt because it's broke. And you say, climb it anyways. Then they get hurt, then they could actually sue you for gross negligence. But if it's just something in their regular day-to-day operations, that's where you're going to be covered by your workers' comp and they can't come back and sue you. There's also the issue with subcontractors. And so let's say you're a general contractor and you're building houses and you say, hey, I don't have any employees. All I have is subcontractors, and they're giving me certificates saying that they have workers' comp insurance. Do I need it? Well, it's very hard to make sure that those subcontractors, just because they give you that certificate of insurance, it's very hard to make sure that they continue to have that insurance, that they don't let it lapse, or you know, they don't pay their bills, or they're not doing something they should be in order to have that coverage. So workers' comp, again, is a sole remedy so that those subcontractors can't come back when they get hurt. Their boss, let's say he goes bankrupt or he's not paying them or whatever, so that subcontractor comes directly to you, the general contractor. If you have workers' comp, again, sole remedy. If you don't, they can sue you. So as a general contractor, if that's the case, that you do get workers' comp, but all your guys have workers' comp, it's actually going to be really, really inexpensive to have it. So another thing, hey, do I really need workers' comp? It's just me. I just own a little shop, or I run a delivery service and it's just me, whatever. Okay. Do I need workers' comp? Well, there's been cases, we've actually had cases in our office of when someone got hurt while they were working and they go to the hospital, and the hospital says, hey, what happened? And they say, oh, I got hurt and I was driving. And later on, the insurance company finds out that they were driving, but they were driving for business purposes. I've actually seen a case where the insurance company denied the claim, where a guy had multiple back surgeries, where there were hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical bills, and the health insurance company did not pay because the owner of the business was working in the business. And so in that case, you actually do have a need even for yourself. And so, even getting into that, a lot of people actually will exclude themselves from workers' comp. And so that story that I told you is just an example that I use a lot of times for people to actually include themselves as owners of the business in the workers' comp instead of excluding themselves because of stuff like that can happen. So that's just a brief rundown. If you would love to talk to me some more about it, or talk to anybody in this office about this or any of the other topics that we continue to cover on the River Tree Review, please give us a call, shoot us an email, hit us up on any of our social media. And if you have any questions, please do that. If not, we'll see you on the next episode of the River Tree Review.